Welcome back to a quick little update on Real Truth Talks. My husband and I posted our first together video about narcissism and the effects on the narcissist, the survivor, and the family. And I just wanted to say, I'll pop in and say a lot of things here and there, but we'll be posting links to other people who talk about narcissism, because I'm just like reading it and drinking it all in, about different things. That this stuff is, I thank God that it's out there, and I'm going to post a video tonight about another person that actually, who says he's a narcissist, and talks about how God, people would say in church and everything. And he was talking about how if you lie all the time, like I told my husband, and you're living a double life, of course God's not going to bless you. And, he had this completely other life that I didn't even know existed. I knew that the results of it were everybody thought I was crazy. I was the mean one. I was the crazy one. Of course, I acted crazy. The stuff that was done in private and things that he said and did. You can't emphasize how crazy it makes you. Because something's not right. You know that they're lying about stupid things. I just couldn't prove it. I am stunned at his secret world and how good of a liar he was. And when we talk, and I'm like, the stupid thing is, I know he didn't love her name, Donna Medina Fry. I know he didn't love her. And I'm like, why were you doing this? And he says, I don't know. She paid me attention. My husband is a vet. He was, special forces. He's got brain damage, He is so PTSD that they rated him. He had got cancer in 2014, and he ended up being fired in 2017. Too many treatments, too much time off. And at that point, okay, to survive, you got to do something. And, it's time for disability. And that was really when he started hating me, I think, or becoming super angry. And, he got fired, so who did he take it out on? I was his whipping boy, I don't know, whipping post. All his frustration and anger became my fault. And, I didn't know how badly he was drinking. I just knew that the abuse ramped. And, he got arrested. He got himself arrested for abuse. And it just didn't stop. And it kept going and going. And I don't even know. I can't even tell you how crazy things got. And, there were a few years I was very lost. He told everybody I was the raging alcoholic, I was abusive, I was lying and cheating and stealing and all of that. He was doing that, not me. There's so many ways to explain what happened. And there are people in his world that will never accept that he's telling the truth now. And they, literally hate me. Like I'm ruining his life or something. But, if there's anybody out there that thinks you're crazy, I mean, I don't know, maybe you are. Don't mean it like that, but um, these people, male and females, lying the way that they lie, like this guy on Raw Motivations is talking about, it's addictive. I mean, I would catch him in so many stupid little lies, and but to most of the world, he was amazing, and he was wonderful. Um, but again, he's a vet, and so that puts you to a whole other class where a certain level of crazy is accepted. And I just have to say that it is true. There is no help for these guys or gals, these people, unless something happens in their life, and like with mine, face to face with mortality, like eternity. I mean, I swear to God, for years, he thought he was above death. Like he could bully his way through death and whatnot until, you know, he kind of pushed and pushed his oncologist to keep going to another treatment, another thing, find something. And so this last thing that they did, and, everything I do is faith-based. So I just think God said, okay, big boy, because he gave my husband, Mark, so many chances to come clean, about his affair and his lies and his drinking. When he confessed how much he had been drinking and for the whole of our relationship, I don't even know. I mean, I'm stunned that he drank so much. Like, I thought his shakes were neurological damage, which, and some of it is. But half of it was because he needed a drink, and I am just still so stunned. And he literally has come home, quote, come home to die. He can't come home, because he has raged so badly for these years that there is a permanent restraining order. He cannot come around the children. He can't come into the neighborhood. He can't come to the house. And my sons, and he adopted the children, my sons, I want nothing to do with him at all, ever. And the youngest one is 14, so he was barely 4 years old, when they met, when we got together, and he doesn't want to ever see him again. He doesn't care, he has compassion, but he's like, after the last time her dad got himself arrested. I mean, it was violent. He beat the dog. He went after my son, 18-year-old, then 17-year-old, who was autistic. He attacked me in front of the children. The dog, I think, just really got to them because, she did nothing. I mean, she's a dog, So I guess I don't even know what this is. This is just a lot of, like, really raw stuff. Like, hey, experience, crazy. So, feel free to, connect with us. I have a site on Facebook. It's called Crackpots. And because, I got lost for a few years, guys. I mean, seriously, I drank way too much for a couple of years. Like, a lot. Because I felt like I had lost my mind. I fell for everything, I thought it was all me. I truly thought I was crazy, and I don't know, I think I was just I just couldn't handle what was going on. Thank God he woke me up. God woke me up and said, you're not going out this way. And I fought my way back, with his help, of course, with God's help, to some sense of sanity. And I'm just so grateful that now, it's all been validated, that I'm really not crazy, that what we have been through, my kids, my entire family, and I, is real. I mean, this is selfishness to its utmost. And this is, like, by the grace of God, there goes I, right? This could be any of us who don't want to do things a moral, right way. I mean, you kick God out of your life, there is no morality, and it's whatever you want goes. And my husband is a clear example, and he was so miserable. I mean, even though he had this mistress, and he was getting away with everything. He was always wanting to die. He hated everything. He was miserable. And I kept thinking, I knew he was going to die, but he was living in his false reality. And it was like the more that you tried to talk truth and honesty to him, the more he raged. And he raged, single-handedly destroyed doors and walls. So much. Anyway, so that was just some ramblings tonight. Hospicing is hard, but in some ways, it's hard because I get a glimpse of who he could have been, what we could have been, but I gotta stop my mind from going there, right? So anyway, ramblings from the wife. Y'all be blessed, and more real talk later.